नमस्कार।
नमस्कार।
सारा आकाश में आपका स्वागत है। मैं हूँ विजय लक्ष्मी और ये मेरे मित्र पीताम्बर है। डर हमेशा सच नहीं होते। डर से परे एक अद्भुत भरोसा होता है कि न सिर्फ आपकी सुरक्षा होगी और आपका ख्याल रखा जाएगा, बल्कि आपकी मर्जी के बिना कुछ भी नहीं होगा। लेकिन अमृता अपनी ससुराल में सबकी चहेती कैसे बन गई? मेरे दोस्त पीताम्बर की लिखी ये कहानी सुनिए। बेरहम पिता भाग 4, क्रूएल फादर पार्ट 4।
Amrita at 18 was in her mother-in-law's place, but she was not afraid of anything. She refused to celebrate her birthday that fell on the day before her wedding. Her father Anurag made elaborate arrangements on the Goan beach in Taj Exotica. The resort had stretched its boundary into the Arabian Sea. The pre-invited guests for the marriage attended the birthday too, but Amrita showed no interest. After too much pressure by her mother and brothers, she put out 18 candles and cut the 18 feet and 5 into 7-inch cake with a depth of 1 feet. The cake was delicious, but not for Amrita. She roamed about on the sea shore, but her mother and few young girls were always there as escorts. The waves changed the colors to the beats of music, but the color of frustration was deeply imprinted on Amrita's face. Amrita had one color on her face, disillusionment. One of the elderly ladies commented, "Poor girl had to marry at the age of 18. What is the inside story?" Another lady asked, showing a lot of curiosity. "No idea. Even her mother and 2 brothers do not know the head or tail of it," the first lady answered. "Her father must be a conservative man with old-fashioned ideas," remarked the old lady. "No, my father is neither conservative nor old-fashioned. He is progressive businessman," said Amrita politely but firmly. Aarti was surprised by this sudden breaking of long silence. She was sitting alone in a big room decorated with beautiful flowers all over the room and the bed. It was very aesthetic and tasteful. Initially, a group of young girls came to chide her. Finally, the mother-in-law came and checked everything. The door was still open. Someone would come. Pinaki, a handsome young man, 6 feet 2 inches tall, white complexion, with a visible mustache, very much suited to the slightly oval-shaped face, entered the room. Amrita was clean bowled by his physical charm. "How handsome he is!" Amrita was excited. For a split second, her father appeared and asked her, "You like him, don't you?" During the wedding, she had given only a disinterested look. Pinaki came and sat by her side and spoke softly and endearingly. "You are stunningly beautiful." Amrita had decided not to talk anything, but couldn't help herself saying, "You are the handsomest young man I have ever met." "Success in the first attempt? I thought you will not talk to me," Pinaki said. "Why?" Amrita asked. "We skip that topic. One of us will talk and the other would listen." "Who will talk first?" Pinaki said. "You. I am a small girl. My turn comes next," said Amrita. "Yes. Soon you will grow up, but I love you, my little girl," Pinaki said. Amrita blushed a little and threw a furtive glance at him. "Soon girlhood will be over. I will become a woman," she thought, and heaved a deep sigh of regret. Pinaki observed every emotion that Amrita was going through. "Let me introduce myself. I am Pinaki, I have just completed my MBBS from AIMS, Delhi. My father, Dr. Piyush Das, is the professor of physics. My mother, Dr. Parinita Das, is the professor of biology. Both work in Delhi University. It's your turn, Pinaki said. From business to education, she smiled softly. I am Amrita. Wrote my 12th board and I have written NEET very well. I am the least qualified person here, Amrita said. They went on talking. Gradually, Amrita opened up. They had no idea where their stories began and where they ended. I am happy to hear all about you, your mother and your brothers. On another day, I would like to listen to about your father, Pinaki said. Amrita had gone to sleep. There was a glimpse of peace on her face. Pinaki pulled the pullover and touched tenderly her disorderly hair, switched off the light and slept on the sofa that was longer and broader than the cot. The next morning, as was her wont, she entered into the kitchen and while making coffee, she wiped her tears lest somebody should see. The first cup of coffee was always for her father, Anurag. Pinaki helped her and together they carried coffee for Pinaki's parents. She put the coffee mugs on the small table and touched the feet of Dr. Piyush and Dr. Parinita. Pinaki, who had never done it before, followed suit. It was indeed a pleasant surprise to the parents. Piyush remarked, "Thank you, Amrita, for teaching our pampered son some manners." Everyone burst into laughter. During lunch, the table was laid for 4, but Amrita insisted that she would join later after they completed the first round. Pinaki told he would eat with Amrita. Piyush and Parinita looked at each other with a repressed smile. Amrita saw the satisfaction and happiness on each face very distinctly. That is what I must do. This is the only way I can find my future, Amrita said to herself. The day passed between Pinaki and Amrita, cooking and setting the house. The maid followed them close behind if there was any work, and the nights passed talking. They were surprised they had each so much to talk. All stories were natural and spontaneous. The tragedy was that she would not go to sleep like Ma Subhadra when her Arjun was still talking. But she did. She felt guilty. She decided to sit and talk and waited for Pinaki to go to sleep. But days passed faster and nights the fastest, as if everything was destined and no one was trying to interrupt. She did not see the messages in the iPhone that her father had gifted. But every day she talked to her mother and brothers after lunch. Anurag sat at a distance and heard his daughter's sweet voice. Sometimes he would turn his face towards the wall lest someone should see his tears. When Piyush told him about Amrita's respect and belongingness, he felt proud and washed his face with tears of joy. During breakfast, Pinaki got an urgent message from Anurag. Amrita has secured 9th All India rank in NEET. Pinaki made the grand announcement. Amrita ran to him, hugged him tightly. Realizing that Pinaki was not holding her, she left him free. She sought blessings from Piyush and Parinita. Then suddenly she broke down and wept bitterly, wiping her tears. What happened? Pinaki asked. Oh, it's meaningless rank. I'm married. How can I read? Pinaki for the first time put his 2 hands on her shoulders and said, You will do MBBS in AIMS Delhi. Really? I can't believe it, Amrita said. Yes, my lovely daughter. You will do MBBS in AIMS Delhi, said Piyush. It's a great honor to have such a talented child in our house, Parinita said. Amrita stood with folded hands in deep gratitude before her in-laws. That night, Amrita did not go to sleep early. She waited and waited, but nothing happened. Amrita wanted to know, why are you maintaining a distance from me? We have to wait till you complete your MBBS, Pinaki said. You are not only my friend, philosopher and guide, but also my God, Amrita said. That was the first time she touched Pinaki's feet, but Pinaki lifted her up. The tickets have arrived. We are going to Switzerland, Pinaki said next morning. Tickets have arrived from where? Amrita asked. Oh no. What I mean, the tickets have come from the agency, said Pinaki. Is it the honeymoon? Amrita asked. No, it is for honeymoon. Pinaki laughed. Thank you.
अच्छाई अच्छे विचारों और अच्छे व्यवहार का नतीजा होता है। बहुत ही कम लोगों को अच्छी आत्माओं से मिलने का सौभाग्य मिलता है। आज के लिए बस इतना ही। हम फिर मिलेंगे सारा आकाश पर एक और कहानी के साथ। नमस्ते।
नमस्ते।